All right, let's just jump into it, shall we? Today, we are bringing the good word of our Lord and Savior, Winota, joiner of forces, to the people of Legacy. Hey, thanks for the 26 months, Green Sky Dragon. Black lives do indeed matter. Thanks for being a reasonable human being. Thanks for the support. Winota, joiner of forces here, says whenever you attack with a non-human creature, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put a human creature from among them onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. It gains indestructible until end of turn. The rest of the cards go on the bottom of your library in a random order. And believe it or not, the card that we floop into play in Historic here, Angrath Marauders, is also just like kind of the best human that exists in Magic in terms of what you want to be flooping with Winota. So we have Angrath Marauders here at the top end of our curve. We've also got a cheeky Archetype of Aggression here, which is one we don't have in Historic. Creatures you control gain Trample, so you can kind of trample over with your double damage. We also have some copies of Seasoned Pyromancer here, which are cards that we can shift through our deck if we don't find Angrath Marauders. Have some other hits that are reasonable. And then I've got a couple of Thalias here as well for extra humans. Yeah, JMK. I mean, we're big for a Magic channel, but we're still pretty far off of ignoring resubs. I wouldn't be here without the folks that sub, like Draven's Thong. Thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome to Hoaglandia. So the core idea of this deck, how we survive the sometimes fast and brutal games that are Legacy, because obviously Winota, even with this occasionally killing on turn 3, is not going to be fast enough in Legacy a lot of the time. We've got, in addition to Thalia, we've got Chalice of the Void here and Trinisphere to slow things down. We've got some Blood Suns here to screw with some people's mana. Notably, this deck does not play Blood Moon like a lot of these red Stompy decks do because we do need access to white mana. So we've got Plateau, Plains, Cavern, and Battlefield Forge here, in addition to some Chrome Moxes that provide white. So we're playing Blood Sun as opposed to Blood Moon, which is nice. Blood Sun also cantrip, so even though it's a little bit less powerful effect than Blood Moon, it also does draw a card. I want to let you know I've taken your approach to social media and just blocking folks who are awful. Best advice for taking. Yep, there isn't enough time in the day. Your time is valuable. Just block and move on. For people that aren't familiar with Legacy, in addition to Chrome Mox providing extra mana to play things ahead of curve, we've got Simian Spirit Guide, as well as what we call Soul Lands here in City of Traitors and Ancient Tomb. So these allow us to play these cards out as early as turn 1. So, in fact, I think an actual nut draw with this deck can kill. I said turn 3 is slow. An actual nut draw with this deck actually kills on turn 2. So you go turn 1, Ancient Tomb, and then Chrome Mox or Simian Spirit Guide and play Legion Warboss or Goblin Rabblemaster, make a token attack. And then turn 2, you play another land as a 4th mana, play Winota, Joiner of Forces, attack with this, trigger Winota 3 times, find some Marauders, kill them. So yeah, we actually have turn 2 kills here. So let's go ahead and pop it into a Legacy League with this one. Hopefully it's a good time. Hey, D-Contest and Skunky Blitz, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hi, Terminator, thanks for the 20 months. It's been a hot second since we played some Moto, but I saw this one. Someone else online posted a 5-0 with this deck list, and I saw this come across my feed, and I was like, we need to try this one. Moto sounds are on. Let's fix that. Yeah, this hand seems great. So they revealed Chancellor of the Annex here, which says it counters the first spell we play unless we pay 1. But that's fine, right? Because I could just pitch Simian. I could pay with Simian Spirit Guide. So this likely means they're playing Reanimator, which likely means they are dead to this Trinisphere. So I have to burn all my spells. Phantom, thanks for the 10 months. I have to burn all of my spells here to put Trinisphere into play, but I think putting Trinisphere into play on turn 1 is worthwhile here. We're going to go ahead and do this. Exile this. Opponent's deck tends to be very land light. So there's a chance they find some lands and do some stuff before we draw action here, but good chance that this buys us enough time to beat them here. Happy to have 4 copies of Faerie Macabre in our sideboard. Okay, so we have to give up our City of Traitors here when we play another land, but definitely worth to play Seasoned Pyromancer and draw a couple of cards here. Hey, Gundam Wing Goku, thanks for 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So, I guess we do have to discard the City of Traitors here, which means we need to draw another land, but our deck's got a good number of lands in it. Sweet. And any other land here will let us play this other Seasoned Pyromancer next turn. Rekindled Soul, thanks for the 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Opponent does not have a second land here, and they've conceded. Bring in the Faerie Macabre. Blood Sun likely doesn't have much text in this matchup. The opponent's deck probably has some fetch lands, but other than that, probably not super useful. Thought-Knot Seer is probably reasonable here. Tram, Archetype of Aggression. This is definitely going to be a matchup where we are mulliganing for basically we want one of these 13 cards in our opener. Ideally on the draw, we want Faerie Macabre in the opener though. I'm actually going to go ahead and trim Seasoned Pyromancer here. Like, I know it was okay to cast there, but I think, like, generating card advantage in this matchup is really not what we're looking to do. We need to be killing them. But Moin, thank you for the absurdly generous tier 3 resub. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for the 12 months of that. Welcome back. So, for people not familiar with Legacy or not familiar with the opponent's red-black Reanimator deck, their deck is, generally speaking, incredibly aggressive. Combos on turn 1 with some consistency. When they combo, it generally means putting a Sire of Insanity or a Gristlebrand into play. And Gristlebrand leads to lots of other things. Yeah, basically any threat. By the way, something I want to plug for the next hour or so while we're playing. If you're someone that plays Standard on Arena and you don't have any plans today, MTG Melee, along with a whole bunch of other people, including one of our stream sponsors, Cool Stuff Inc., is doing a $10 entry fee tournament today with a whole bunch of sweet prizes that you can play from home. You just need a Standard deck on Magic Arena, and you can sign up on Melee, and all the proceeds from entry fees are being donated to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. So if you're someone that plays Standard on Arena and you're interested in playing in a tournament today and having the proceeds go to a good cause, you can sign up for that there. This hand's great, actually, right? We have Faerie Macabre to be a little bit of interaction, and we've got turn 1 Rabblemaster off of Ancient Tomb plus Simian Spirit Guide. Are you able to bump a deck that hasn't made it to the queue yet? No. It's hard to... How would that work? MTG Forest, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome to Hooglandia. So, Faithless Looting allows my opponent to put cards into their discard pile here. And then they play cards like Mox and Lotus Petal as well, so we could see them try to reanimate something this turn. They have a Children of Korlos. That's interesting. Are they, maybe they're not just straight red-black Reanimator, maybe they're doing something else here. And they discarded Chancellor here, so that must mean they drew it, because they didn't reveal it. Second Rabblemaster is actually really good. Double Rabblemaster closes super quickly. This card's like a Legion Warboss that kills slightly faster, but has the downside of making your goblins attack each turn. We're doing all right, Forest. As well as we can under the circumstances of the world. Yeah, they should be some kind of tin fins is the word I was looking for. It could be some kind of tin fins deck. Alright, so let's Faerie Macabre and exile both their creatures here. And this even lets me put the Faerie Macabre into play. Wow, that's unfortunate. So opponent had the Thought-Knot Seer. So they had Entomb with the Exhume to beat our Graveyard Hate. So Entomb lets them search their library for a card at instant speed. So they're going to get to grab any creature they want out of their deck and just put it right into play here. And we're very dead. Go ahead and go to the third game here on the play. I mean, it wasn't quite the absolute nuts. If it had been the absolute nuts, they would have done that on the first turn of the game, but it was pretty close. Like they were a Lotus Petal away from their best possible draw, essentially. So on the play especially, we're going to be looking for things like Chalice of the Void here, Trinisphere, Thalia, along with some fast mana to get them down as soon as possible. Yeah, Legacy has some big swings, especially when you're playing decks like what we're playing. Like there's decks in Legacy, generally the Brainstorm Force of Will decks that tend to have more play and play a little bit longer games than average, but that's not what this deck we're looking to do is. This deck that we're playing is either looking to punk people or get punked, essentially, in most of the games that it's playing. We Entomb in Historic. Would Entomb be too good in Historic? It probably wouldn't be. Thanks for showing me Runeterra. The game's been great. First game in that category, I've given money. Yeah, Runeterra is really well put together. Runeterra is a good reminder that, like, even though Arena is, like, light years ahead of Magic Online, it's still pretty far behind, like, an actual software company. Mike and I were talking about this the other night, Andrew, who's staying with me right now, and we're like, the fact that, like, alternate win conditions on Arena don't have animations, and, like, Ulamog doesn't have an animation is such an incredible miss for the application. Yeah, I agree, Time Lord. There's no, like, the cheapest reanimate spell in Historic is 4 mana, so. So, they had Entomb Exhume. They had Exhume after Faithless Looting, and we had a Faerie Macabre, and then they Entombed in response and got us. It's a bad beat. Yeah, and there's that too. The fact that they put so much work into the random animations and, like, on cards that aren't super popular, and they put work into giving whoever, and we talked about this before, actually, whoever picks which cards get borderless options on Arena, just, like, I don't know who's making those decisions, but they really need to rethink them. Thanks for the 22 months, Matt Maxon. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Sure, but I'm not even talking about, so, like, what about, like, rares and mythics that aren't constructed playable? Like, giving random commons and uncommons seems fine. Like, sure, that's for the limited players. But, like, okay, so I think we're supposed to bottom Marauders Winota here, because I'm gonna lead on Chalice of the Void on 1. And then on 2, I'm going to play Rabblemaster, but I'm going to lose my City of Traitors, which means I'm pretty far away from this Winota. So I think I'd rather just have 2 Rabblemaster style effects here. Yep, yeah, Chalice on 1, Rabblemaster on 2, try and run them down. How many bugs are in the application compared to other games? Can you give me an example? I actually feel like the number of actual things I'd consider bugs on Arena tends to be pretty low. I'd say Arena is more feature lacking than has issue with bugs more than anything. Well, there's a good chance they're gonna go land Exhume next turn and then kill us. Top deck Ancient Tomb. This one, shoutouts to Draven, okay, chat? This Ancient Tomb is dedicated to Draven. I appreciate you. Alright, so if they don't have land Exhume, they're dead next turn. Survey says. Yay! Legacy! It's a hard knock life, chat. It's a hard knock life. Punk or get punked. This is the life we lead. This was fun. Yeah. I don't know. It was something. This hand's pretty good. So notably, Blood Sun stops City of Traitors from sacrificing itself when you play another land. So we'll get to go City of Traitors, Spirit Guide, Blood Sun here. And then we'll be able to keep the City of Traitors on 2, which is great. A little bit of synergy there. Yep, likely Maverick or Elves here. And our hand's very good. We get to go turn 2, Rabblemaster, turn 3, Winota, do the thing. You won't have a white source from Cavern to play Winota. It stops. Really? Is that true? Is that how Magic works? If this stops this from naming a creature type, this land should not be in this deck. We're gonna find out here. If I don't get to make a choice with this is a huge punt. And these should just be more Battlefield Forges or like Sacred Foundries or something. Wow, that's like really bad. I copy and pasted a deck list that 5-0'd. That's pretty god awful deck building. Like, if we had white mana, we'd probably be close to can't lose territory. Although, maybe they're just going to glimpse us, it doesn't matter. Does it lose the type if you play it before Blood Sun? No. Okay, JK, LOL, deck's perfect. Never didn't have it. Still probably shouldn't be in my deck. Just for the record, still probably shouldn't be in my deck. Grapple, thanks to the 25 months. Welcome back. Just keeping me around. This is the part where they cast Natural Order and kill us, though, right? Yay! Yep. And I really hope Historic goes well today. Yesterday was rough. This has not been good. Man, it's been a tough couple of days for Magic. I feel like Runeterra has made me a little bit bitter about Magic. I'm looking forward to taking a week off when Haley gets here. The lack of player agency in the average game of Magic is really something. I think the Marty Humans deck is good, Marty. Memezol, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hey, Legacy is something. I don't know exactly what, but it's definitely something. It looks like our deck is too slow for Legion. Was gonna kill him on turn 3. It's too slow. That was 2 turn 3 kills in a row where we were too slow. Feels Magic, man. No, the deck was very bad. You go. There's a reason why I didn't tag any favorite decks yesterday. They were all bad. The Runeterra deck was really good. All the Magic decks we played yesterday were really bad. Yeah, I mean, you could technically play this archetype in any format. Alright. Waiting on a Winota. Yeah, Runeterra's got a great tutorial when you load it up. Walk shit through everything. It's like Naya Kiki, but you sub in Winota. I mean, to set a low bar, Voice of Resurgence is better with Winota than it is with other things. Okay, Legion Warboss ain't bad here. Get more Goblin tokens going, make my Rabblemaster bigger. Yeah, Magic Online submissions are still $50. I'm also just not taking deck submissions right now because I'm gonna be taking a week off here sometime very soon, hopefully. For the sake of my wife, I hope my 80% off starts soon, hopefully. I really hate the concept of trolling. Like, I feel like the concept of internet trolls really just kind of took Schrodinger's asshole to a new level. Like, the idea that just like, haha, haha, it's internet culture. I'm not actually terrible. I was just trolling. Like, that was another game where we were gonna kill them next turn and then we died. Might be a very quick legacy league. I mean, what hands I kept, and like that's the thing, and this is something we've talked about in Magic before. A lot of the decisions you make in Magic that matter are how you sideboard and how you mulligan. Like, a lot of your decisions within the games themselves tend to be fairly scripted. think I keep this, huh? On the bottom of Thalia. We'd be nice about other streamers. No one has said anything negative about other streamers. They talked about the quality of Crokey's chat, which the quality of basically any unmoderated Twitch chat that has 2,000 plus people in it is low. Crokey's is a great content producer, and I wouldn't tolerate people saying negative things about other producers in my chat. Isn't Legacy fun? Do you think, was that a good time? Did y'all enjoy that game? Did you enjoy that entire game of Magic, chat? I hope nobody blinked, because you might have missed it. But I hope you were incredibly satisfied by that. I did miss it. I cast a turn 1 Trinisphere and my opponent conceded. Sure, and like that's a fine position to take too. Like I don't like a lot of Crokey's takes on Magic feel like they're very like clickbaity, trying to just like rile people up, and that's fine. That's his bit, right? That was 3 turns. You took a mulligan. They took a mulligan. You played a Trinisphere turn 1. That's a see. I appreciate J-Man being honest. The fake news media will try and tell you that that was a 1-turn game. But in reality, mulligan, plus a turn, that's like 1, 2, 3 things. Like, don't let the fake news get to you, chat. Agreed. The truth is out there, sheeple. Wake up. In Paper Magic, that game would have lasted 10 minutes due to shuffling. Ain't that the God's honest truth? Ain't that the God's honest truth? Decks like what we're playing are good like lunch break decks in paper tournaments. I feel like, as someone who's in charge of a Twitch chat, it kind of makes me a Rabblemaster, although I don't know that you all are necessarily goblins. Definitely some rabble, though. More of a fungus. I was, but I was turned into an elk by Oko. That's great. Echoing Truth Duress. Opponent playing Storm, probably? That's cute, Moldy. I mean, you can successfully moderate a large Twitch chat. It just takes a mental toll and an unnecessary amount of time. We've actually toggled sub mode off the last couple of times we played Runeterra, so I have slightly less viewers there. It's been okay there. There's probably some amount of the way I handle my chat and myself definitely attracts a certain number of trolls from people that aren't happy with that. I believe I only banned 2 people, and one of them apologized, and we unbanned them, and then they subscribed to the channel. So, like, I consider that pretty successful overall. So, ad nauseum here. Opponent drawing a bunch of cards. Although, notably, they haven't hit mana yet. Oh, they have Cabal Ritual? Yeah, we're deterministically dead, right? They go Petal, Petal, Cabal Ritual, Tendrils, excuse me. Okay, so since they're playing Storm, definitely want Scab-Clan Berserker. I think Seasoned Pyromancer and Archetype of Aggression are out. Phyrexian Revoker can name things like LED and Lotus Petal. Is Thought-Knot Seer fast enough? I feel like it's probably not. Although Blood Sun's not particularly good in this matchup, so maybe I just swap those. Although Blood Sun can randomly catch their fetch lands, but that's probably not good enough. Yeah, that sounds good. Pretty sure we are... Faerie Macabre usually doesn't have enough impact in this matchup. By exiling Winota here, we get to go Chalice on 1 into land, Spirit Guide, Thought-Knot Seer here. Ranking up with the Grixis Judge deck. Yeah, that one was sweet. Big agree. Dear opponent, show me all secrets. Pretty good start here. Does Mox make mana if we exile Thought-Knot? It does not. 1 mana of any of the exiled cards' colors. Thought-Knot has no colors. Alright, well, I mean, we're 1 and 2, but we've only been playing for 32 minutes. It's going to be a quick one overall. You're playing Macabre over Surgical because of counter spells. Surgical, so usually matches where you want Graveyard Hate, you want Chalice the Void on 1. So your Chalice would stop your Surgicals. You could also use Faerie Macabre's ability through Trinisphere, which is relevant. Yeah, it works through your Thalias too. Yeah, this is probably fine. See how good Blood Sun is. I think we're Chrome Moxing the Pyromancer here. Until you've had 2 Caverns, Hardcast, Macabre, with Drake, God bless. Alright, so I think with Archetype of Aggression drawn here, I'd rather exile that than my Seasoned Boy. Don't be a bully, Rhino. Rhino is being a bully, Crunchy. Maybe they'll forget to fetch. Rats. Another Reanimator deck, looks like. When people ask me to describe Legacy, I often describe it as the type of, Legacy is a format that basically has both of the extremes of games. You have decks like what I'm playing and like what our opponent's playing that basically look to punk people out as soon as possible. And then you have games like the Control decks play where they're very long and interactive and interesting. So Reanimate grabs things out of either graveyard, so they just unmasked our Winota and then put the 4/4 into play. Can someone tell AC Windelf to try clearing their browser cache and restarting their browser? Or trying a different browser? Would be my recommendations. Feels dead, man. Yeah, of course, Trinisphere. I played like once upon a time I played a lot of Legacy. Like it's been so long ago, but back when the SCG Open Series like had consistent Legacy events, like I did well, top 8 at a lot of Legacy events. It's the same opponent as match 1. That's a good question. Nope, different opponent, same archetype. No mid-range sounds appealing. So you must love Magic then. Because mid-range hasn't been playable in Magic in basically any format in... Gosh, I feel like it's been years. Since War of the Spark? Since War of the Spark, basically. GRN standard. I think War of the Spark really killed mid-range in a lot of places. No, mid-range was super playable during GRN and RNA standard. So I'm jumping with Thalia there because I think it's important that I be able to make mana with Ancient Tomb. That's unfortunate. They get to take my Simian Spirit Guide. Well, your time walk. They have a Gristlebrand in their bin. We just banned War of the Spark as a set. I would not complain. Blood Sun doesn't really accomplish much, as that game showed. It's not really a Seasoned Pyromancer or Archetype of Aggression matchup. Although maybe I'd rather have those than Thought-Knot Seer. Thought-Knot's pretty slow. Let's just do that. I miss Belcher and SI. I actually have a Belcher League in the queue. We'll get to that at some point. I used to really enjoy playing with and against control decks, but 3-mana Teferi kind of changed all of that. Like, the types of gameplay patterns that were really interesting against the average blue control deck just, like, aren't play patterns that exist anymore in a world where Teferi is a card people play. Like, the types of decks that, like, did sweet things against control decks just, like, don't work against control because of Teferi. Well, I guess we're just passing now, because I don't want to lose my City of Traitors. Unmask, taking my Rabblemaster there is a little rough. Opponent, finding use for their 1-mana black cards here. They can't cast them. Yeah, I mean, like, Teferi should definitely go in those control decks. I'm just saying that, like, as someone who used to really enjoy playing against control decks in Magic and, like, the play patterns they produce, like, like we said a lot, really looking forward to rotation because we'll be able to finally get rid of Teferi in Standard. And like in these non-standard formats, they're varied enough that you don't play against that much Tef. Is 20 lands the right number of lands in that deck? No, that deck, if you want to play 6-drop, should probably have like 26 lands in it. Even with all the card draw. What card draw? You have 3 Treacherous Blessings. Yes, you should have 25 to 26 lands. And if you're worried 25 to 26 lands is too many, you should play some cycling lands or some castles or some utility lands. You know that a random window noise is happening during the stream. Well, I don't have my headphones on right now, but I have all my Windows sound effects disabled, so there shouldn't be any Windows noises popping up. And when I play with headphones on during Arena and Runeterra and haven't noticed any, so that might be your computer. Anybody else hearing? I have not heard anything. Okay, I got nothing. Sorry. I don't have any control over it. This operating system sucks. Notification sounds are literally turned off. It's when you move phases in the mana pool. Oh, is it a Moto notification? Okay, so they're probably Moto sounds. Like this is people's first time pointing out Windows sounds. Moto has sounds. I thought I also turned those off. All right, let me slide UI sound. I turned the master volume to 0, but UI sounds was at 50. So maybe those were still going. Do I keep this hand because it's Faerie Macabre? I feel like the answer is no. Thanks for the 11 months, Jonah. Yeah, you need to, I would encourage you, Crunchy, to look at the math about how many lands you need to play to get to 3 lands consistently. Oh, that's fine. Not amazing, but fine. As this legacy set's been truly god-awful. Just really bad. I'm gonna play the last one because it'll probably be fast regardless, and we could maybe get $5 back, but yeah. Please let Historic be good today. I thought this deck looked sweet, chat. I decided to play it. Turn 1 Tundra. I'm going to play the uncounterable Thalia here, I think, rather than jamming the Trinisphere right away. Hey, Jin, thanks for the 40 months. Welcome back. Am I wrapping up with Legends of Runeterra today? Maybe. I don't know. It depends on how fast the historic leagues go. You put Cavern on Trinisphere to make it a counterball. Negative. You have an 86% chance to hit your third land on 3 if you play 20 lands. Okay, and looking at your deck, if your deck doesn't hit its third land on 3, it probably just can't win the game. So basically, you're saying with 20 lands, you have a 14% chance in every game to just not play. Which I would argue is an unacceptable failure rate. When you resub, you need to open your, what's it called? Your connections tab on Discord and rejoin the server. It does not put you back in automatically. So if you follow the setup instructions again on the desktop and click your connections tab, it'll appear there. Yeah, those crude calculations though, Cody, don't account for mulliganing hands that are non-functional though. Opponent may be doing something fair, could be something weird like Cephalid Breakfast. We're in the 1 and 3 bracket, so could be a Soul Herder deck. Fun. A couple of people put their tier 3 subswords at Punchworthy. Someone shared it yesterday. They did not reveal a companion. We can hardcast Angrath Marauders with the red source. That is accurate. Hey, Von Saberwolf. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoglandia. Well, you know. I'm just gonna be done. I'm just not having fun. I think J-Man's a sub. He can have some free moto points. The deck was disappointing. I don't really have anything to say about it. Yeah, the deck was disappointing. The person that did well with it probably just did well because if you occasionally Chalice to the Void and Trinisphere people on turn 1, you're going to steal games of Magic. It doesn't really matter what your win condition is. Yeah. Right. I'm gonna hit a quick ad roll, and when I come back, we're gonna play some Historic, and hopefully Historic will be a good time today. Our show, thanks to 11 months. Benici, thanks for the big tip. Certain amount of sport. Never been a sub, but I've been watching on YouTube. Here's some bucks for countless hours of entertainment. Dealer's choice for any modern or pioneer. Sounds good. I'm not sure when exactly I'm going to get to that because baby break coming soon, but definitely when I get back at the latest.